Hello and welcome, everybody. Colin Welch here, and how are you all doing? Just a recent update on a name change as well, from Wealthy Warrior to Wealthy Warriors. So this is Wealthy Warriors Wisdom. I'm going to be bringing on some more guests in future and talking to some cool ass people and really just get their view on what wealth is and how they created the money they did in life, or how they created the happiness they did in life. And really that's what this whole thing is going to be about, is helping people see that the wealth that's around them, it's not just in monetary value, it's where you live, it's the people you hang around with, it's the things that you're doing, the things that make you happy. And that's really what it's going to be about. So welcome, Wealthy Warriors. This week's live is going to be about empowerment. As of recently, I was working with a person that they asked me the question of, are you religious? And I said, I used to be Catholic, but not anymore. And they said, do you believe in a God? And I said, there's definitely something of power around us that we don't know, but as of one particular God, I'm not sure anymore. Because of recent studies I did, there's over 28,000 different types of gods, deities, religions, all across the world. So if so many can be discovered from so many different people in different walks of life, in different backgrounds, in different ages, in different years, well, who is right? And I know the masses, the powers, will push their religion, and that's it. But what I've come to realize is that through my studies and from working with some people who've discovered real happiness in this world, or they've discovered how to create a business and still be happy, or they've had a relationship lasting for 20, 30 years, and they've found that happiness, that peace inside. All these people seem to be doing the same thing, and it doesn't matter what religion they're in or who they follow, because ultimately what I follow now, and as I said to the person who was chatting with me, was I believe in one thing, and that's empowerment, and that's the religion I follow. And that simply means that if you can empower another person, or if you can empower yourself, and you don't put anyone else down or don't do any harm or anything to anyone else, but you empower yourself to do the things you want to do. You empower yourself to wake up in the morning, go for a nice walk, or are there anyone out there? Oh yeah, there's still loads of people. So there's surfers out there. There are people learning to surf. There's people doing the IRB training. Just behind me I have a Scarborough pool. There's people doing swimming lessons, and there's people doing box exercises there as well inside. So my point is, every one of them is doing something that's empowering them. It's doing it for them. It's fun. So that's a pretty cool ass way to look at things. And so that was the point I was trying to make to my friend, was that it's simply something that empowers you on the inside. If you can follow that, you're not going to go too far wrong. And he turned around to me and he said, will you stop? He said, you're making me feel like a superhero. And I said, what's wrong with it? You know, because we got to talk a little bit more about spirituality then, and how that all works. And I made the point to him again that what's inside of us, what's inside in all of us, is something that's still unknown. They're still trying to discover it. The power that's within you, your spirit, the connection to other people, connection to the world, that's still unknown. They're only now first getting a grasp on it in this era, and they're linking in a lot of stuff, neuroscience, quantum physics, and that's all the stuff that I'm listening to, I'm following, that it really relates and bridges the gap between science and spirituality. Whereas in the past they weren't able to do that. They separated the two of them because they hadn't a clue. So they said, religion, you take care of all the spiritual side of things. Science will take care of the stuff that's tangible, that you can hold, stuff that you can you know, you can feel, you can make an experiment, chemicals, whatever it might be. But finally they're bridging the gap. So it's kind of cool, and it's a really cool time to be alive, to get a feel for that. So with this gap now being made, you can start to see that some of the things that holded us back in life, maybe it's our beliefs. You know, fighting for years because you believe in one God and another person believes in another God, like that's of course going to disempower you. Or if you're in a sense where you feel that another person has a higher authority to you and you must bow down to that person. Now, I'm not talking about disrespecting the person, I'm just talking about pure respect between one another. That's the world we're in right now. Doesn't matter if it's your boss, doesn't matter who it is. If you feel disempowered by someone, get out of that environment, because there's a good chance it's not going to change unless you make it, unless you want it to happen. Because that brings me on to, it's probably a whole other live, in terms of being responsible for every action that you make, and that you're 100% responsible. Because if you take yourself out of the equation, whatever issue you're having right now, it doesn't exist because you're not there. So you kind of have to claim 100% responsibility. I'm sure people are going to say, well, that's not hard, but that's very hard when something that I didn't cause happened. But it's very, very easy to see and make sense of things if you can understand that you're 100% responsible. So you're 100% responsible for your own empowerment in life. And if someone is stopping you from getting that, or you're stopping yourself from getting that, it's up to you to change that around and change things so that you can have more fulfillment and happiness in the stuff and things that you are doing. Alrighty. Well, I'll leave it at that. Have a great day, you wealthy warriors out there, and I'll see you again. Bye for now.